You read books in the bathtub.
No,
it's
you
the
don't.
most relaxing activity.
No, I would be so terrified the entire time that I would get zero relaxation out of it. It would be awful.
It is a small price to pay to have one or two wet books a year.
No, none of my books should ever be wet. Wet and books do not go together.
Okay, I personally have dropped a book in the... Okay, Harry Potter has been read so many times. The crap on those books, you would not believe it. I swear, there's food smeared on the pages. There's all kinds of shit.
I have literally never been so disgusted by you.
I think it's like living marks. Like, I enjoy putting my mark on books. I bend my pages over to use as a bookmark. I mean, I did that a lot more willy-nilly when I was a child. I'm not as enthusiastic about it now. I did a lot when I was a kid. Now I kind of realize that it's less than ideal because it kind of the book doesn't necessarily lay flat anymore. But Harry Potter, those books, I read them so many times. I took them in the bathtub. They've been on vacations with me. They're bulky, ridiculous books that you really shouldn't put in your bag, but I did. Because Harry Potter is life. My books have been lived with.
Mine too, but they've been loved and kept in pristine condition.
You can't keep them
I also noticed that you read them with the jacket on, which I find very strange.
Well, I don't always do that. Whilst the jacket is intact, I might read it with the jacket on, but...
No, because then the jacket is at risk.
What's the point of the jacket then? It's to protect the cover of the book. When does the cover of the book need the most protecting? When you're reading the book.
No.
Yes, you were wrong about that. No. The jacket is there to protect the cover of the book.
No, the jacket is the pretty outside of the book so that just in case something awful should happen to the cover of the book, at least you have the pristine jacket to put over it and you don't have to look at the awful thing that happened.
No, that's just not how jackets were meant to be utilized.
Yes.
You leave them on when you read. Well, I do until they get destroyed, and then I take them off and throw them away. Or my children take them off. That happens more often than not.
What?
Well, they like, playing games with it or whatever. Or, I don't know. Plus, I've ripped them accidentally. I mean, it just happens. They're books. You read them, you use them.
I have so much anxiety about all of this. This is awful.
You're wrong. This is the way that life is. You need to let go of the little things and enjoy your book.
No.
In the tub.
I do enjoy my book. No.
Okay, hi. We're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves now.
What is this new thing we're doing here?
What is this thing? I'm Mary.
I'm Hailey.
And we are two Gemini Ravenclaws who love Harry Potter and have literally nothing else in common.
As proven.
It's proven clearly by our distaste for each other's book preferences.
I cannot.
But it's okay because we can still agree that Harry Potter
is incredible.
It's just the best
ever.
The best. And that we made a huge, monumental mistake last week when we failed to even mention Harry Potter on his birthday.
On his birthday, on the release date of The Cursed Child.
It's just...
what were we thinking?
We really,
And we were talking about nerdy things, and Harry Potter is in the category of nerdy things.
Harry Potter was on my list of nerdy things to talk about.
And we just never got to it.
We just didn't get to him.
And we also didn't realize.
I even looked at it and thought, no, there's not enough time to talk about Harry Potter.
There's really not.
Because there wasn't. There wasn't enough time to talk about Harry Potter. We needed a whole episode, and so here we are.
A week late. Sorry, Harry.
Guys.
And JK.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how.
So
we'll see. We both read...
The good thing, that is the good thing, is that, we're a week late honoring Harry Potter, but that also gave us the time for Amazon to a week late deliver our copies, even though we pre-ordered.
Because I heard that you get compensation for that. I need to call them and complain.
Oh, yeah, I should
I heard you get a free month of Prime. That's what I would probably take. Because
we ordered them, we ordered them on my birthday,
which
is the end of June.
Time ago. Oh. And I remember reading that we would get it.
Right.
when it came out.
So Amazon cheated the fuck out of us, and
really,
I was pissed
because
about
I
it.
was kind of mad at myself anyway for buying the book on Amazon when I could go to a midnight
and we could
store
have too
opening
after like recording. We
could have gone, and that would have been so fun. But I decided not to do that because Amazon's was a lot cheaper.
It's true.
So I, gave way to the adult in me and bought the cheap version, thinking it wouldn't really matter. But it mattered.
Well, it did
but
matter.
now we've both read the book, and so
in a day.
Yeah, Hailey did in a day. I got mine on Tuesday. I got mine way before you.
That's so rude.
I know. I don't know why. I know. I was wondering why.
I'm so mad at Amazon.
I know. I know. I mean, I love Amazon so that's why I sound so lackluster, because although they did mess this up, I really do love Amazon.
No, I do too, but this is infuriating.
But this is kind of aggravating.
Okay, well, yes. I read it in one
Haley
sitting.
read it today.
Literally, I opened the book and did not get up until I was done.
I think calling it a book is a stretch. What is it? A rehearsal script?
Okay, but
edition. It's a book.
It's a book.
I know,
so
but I just that's my first jab. There's gonna be more.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you. I am slightly bitter that it's a script,
Why
and not
couldn't
an
it
actual
have just
book.
been a book? I literally was yelling at the stupid italicized words throughout the book to just shut up and stop it already, because nobody cares what you have to say. Jerk. So.
I ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't care. I was just really glad to get another Harry Potter story, and not something that was stupid fanfic. It's from J.K. Rowling. She wrote it, therefore it is Harry Potter fact.
It is.
So whether we like the story or not, this is what actually happened in Harry Potter's life.
And I like it. I just really keenly felt the absence of her wonderful descriptive language and passages. Yes. Italicized words was clearly not really her.
Right.
I feel like it couldn't have been. But I missed it. I missed it very much. And I disliked reading the script format.
I agree. I hope that the play comes here, because I would really like to see it. They're in talks about bringing it here. Not necessarily to Minnesota here,
right.
But
I feel like I want to see a movie, because a play, I just can't see the special effects being that.
And that's the thing, reading it, I'm kind of curious how they did some of the things.
Some of the things they said in the italicized text were really far out there. I'm sort of wondering how
does the freaking trolley lady's hands turn into spikes? How are they on the top of a train? How do you show that on stage?
I have a good idea of how they're doing that, actually.
P.S. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of spoilers, so please, if you haven't read the book, you really should stop right now.
Stop now.
Stop.
I didn't ruin anything for you with the trolley lady, but...
No, that's very early on, so...
While we're on it, though, let's talk about the trolley lady. What was her purpose in the story? Literally, there was none.
Well, it just created some drama on the train. It was
drama wasn't needed. The way that Scorpius was, he was gonna fucking jump because Albus jumped anyway, and Albus was gonna jump.
Yeah.
So, she really was not necessary.
I agree, it wasn't necessary. That was the thing that felt the most authentic to me, though.
Really?
Well, yes. I mean, just in that it seemed more in keeping with the original stories.
Okay.
I could see her being in charge of keeping people from leaving the train. No one ever did.
Okay.
Leave the train, actually. So I felt like it was, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I kind of liked that part. But I agree it didn't do much to further the story in terms of the characters that we're supposed to be caring about. So,
right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know. I think we probably could have left her out.
Yes.
And I think we would have been just fine.
Totally.
Also, how do her hands just randomly turn into spikes?
Especially on a stage. I mean, a lot of these things I was reading, the Dementors actually take the souls out of Hermione.
Right.
How are they...
Well, they can do that with, light effects. So that I'm not...
It's really going to look pretty cheesy, though. That's why I want a movie. Because I feel like a play would be...
I would love a movie.
I feel like a play would be just kind of... stretching it
for
me. Plus, also, I want I really don't want to see, like, some B-level Minneapolis theater-level actors playing my favorite characters of all time.
I guess. Minneapolis actually has a really good
I know,
theater,
but
though,
I mean,
so...
but it's not as good as Hollywood where they make the movies.
Okay, so, like, you're not gonna be happy unless fucking Daniel Radcliffe is on stage playing Harry Potter.
Well, I would really appreciate that, yes.
Okay, well, as would I.
I'm just saying, Daniel, if you're listening...
I feel like this
totally
may or may not be fact, but I'm pretty certain that I read somewhat recently that he said that he would play Harry Potter again.
Well, of course he would. Of course he would.
But some actors, like, they play an iconic character and they're like, no,
they're
I
jerks.
can't go
Daniel
back to
is
that.
not a jerk.
That's true.
He's a wonderful, wonderful...
That's true.
...human being who created the most... wonderful character of all time, Harry Potter.
He did not create Harry
Potter.
I know,
but he created the images in our minds.
Sure.
I will say that he is Harry Potter to me. He created the living Harry Potter. So
that's true. Anytime I read any Harry Potter now, he is who I envision. He is
in my brain. Yes.
So I get that.
Including this most recent book, which was awkward because my brain did keep picturing Harry as like young Harry, and then sort of having to add like makeup onto him in my mind.
Well, we did kind of get like the image of him. We did get the exact image of him, actually, at the end of
Yes,
Deathly
but my brain
Hallows
doesn't remember that very well.
Okay.
So it's always conjuring young Harry.
I guess I have seen a picture of it recently. I also pictured Albus as looking like the actor that played him in the, like, 5 seconds of the movie. Also, while we're talking about that, like, that scene at the end of the movie, which also is, of course, at the end of Deathly Hallows, was then reenacted in the play, where they're at King's Cross, and, like... Dad, what if I get sorted into Slytherin?
Right.
And, like, from that moment, like, in my brain, even just reading the book for the first time, I was like, oh my god, he's a Slytherin.
Yes.
And I didn't know how I felt about it initially reading the book, but it's okay.
I just, that's funny because I never really cared whether he was a Slytherin or not. I was irritated by the response that I named you after two great men and one was a Slytherin. Yeah. And I just thought you named this poor boy Albus Severus.
Okay, well...
That was what I thought about when I read that. I just skipped right over that and went right to, what the fuck, Harry?
Okay,
That's just rude.
They are both... There's zero flow.
And in the wizarding world, there are some really awful names, but, like, those are really two of, like, the worst, and they don't go together at all.
I don't hate the name Albus. It's not usable in my mind. But I don't hate it. I do not at all care for the name Severus, but...
Severus is awful.
It really is.
I think I was predisposed to hate him because his name is so awful.
Possibly.
Severus Snape.
But together, because
really
they both
bad.
end in S.
Yes.
They do not go together at all.
And Albus Severus Potter is just way too many syllables.
There's no flow. It's awful.
It's horrible.
But whatever. He had good intentions behind it. It's fine. Yeah. It's also really cruel that he named his other children James and Lily.
That's very...
And then Albus. But, whatevs.
What can you do?
But he's a Slytherin. I totally saw it coming. I was kind of really excited that he was a Slytherin. Because I'm a Ravenclaw, but I have strong Slytherin tendencies. And I feel like... the whole rest of Harry Potter, we never really saw good examples of Slytherins except for Snape.
That's true.
And we didn't know he was a good example until the end.
Very end. Most Slytherins were kind of villainous. There weren't really any. I enjoyed that. I agree. I enjoyed that aspect of it because clearly not everyone is evil, and so
exactly. And they even say that in the books. Like, not all Slytherins are bad.
Right.
But we never got an example of one who wasn't.
Slytherins until
Albus and Scorpius. Can we talk about the sexual tension between Albus and Scorpius? Because
is that what you thought was going on?
Yes!
I didn't pick up on that at all.
Are you kidding me?
No, but you know what? Because they're talking about how they like girls. And at the end of it, they're literally fighting about who's going to get a girlfriend first. So I didn't really pick up on that at all.
I feel like that's just, like...
subterfuge and, like...
Right. They're just, like, looking for a beard.
Right. Perhaps.
No, there was a part of me that was just like, oh my god, Scorpius and Rose, yes. Cute. But at the same time, I was just like, Scorpius and Albus, this is gonna be a thing.
I don't think it'll ever be a thing. But, the fan kids have already done it up with Draco and Harry, so just go get yourself some fan fiction and be done with it.
I don't know. I don't like want to read about it. I just think it's a thing.
I just think it's a thing.
No, I'm not going to seek out fanfic. No, thank you.
Okay,
But...
I just need to get off my chest the thing that really, really, I really strongly disliked about this, aside from the fact that it's a script, is the time traveling. Ugh. Why? Why did you have to... You have all of, like, magical at your disposal, and you need to freaking just desperately grab for this time traveling over decades all of a sudden. I mean, come on. I didn't like it. It was just such a stretch. It's like, you don't need to do that. You don't... And then when she actually... Okay, so they go back the first time, and they really screw things up. Like, really bad. They get back, and they're like, oops. Now, I thought it was interesting, because they get back, and Albus is a Gryffindor this time.
Yes.
But he's still Slytherin at heart, and even though he's a Gryffindor, he's still having all kinds of problems with his dad. So that was probably the only thing I liked about the whole thing, was, like, it didn't matter. He was still a Slytherin, really. But then instead of being smart and doing something smart, like, I don't know, you know, going back and stopping themselves, they go back and try again. And this time, they come back and, like, Voldemort is alive.
Harry's dead.
And everything is all jacked up.
Umbridge is back.
Right? Like,
first of all,
I mean...
Fuck Umbridge.
I mean, come on. No, fucking Umbridge. I never needed to see that name again.
No.
I'm really using the profanity this time. Sorry, guys. But I feel really strongly about this, because I was very disappointed in many aspects of this.
If you do not recognize Umbridge as the true villain in Harry Potter over Voldemort, like, you need to reread.
Right? And also his magical... I mean, the daughter thing was just silly, but I think the time travel... I really didn't care for any of it. It felt so... I don't know. I always found Harry Potter to be, despite the fact that it's about wizards, fairly realistic. I mean, in that I could imagine it without too much trouble.
Yes.
But this time traveling crap, it just really threw me off. It didn't seem to stay with the intent of the original works, and kind of, you know, it felt so wrong to me.
I mean, we had, of course, we've seen the Time Turner before.
Of course. Hermione had
that
it.
concept was not at all strange.
No.
And, like, they had used it to go back and, like, save Buckbeak and save Sirius.
Yes, but that was just a few hours.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, the Time Turner works for decades.
But it was a special one. They kind of explained that.
One. Yeah, I know. It was a special one. Did you hear my eye roll?
It was
a
there.
Special one.
I don't have a problem with the time travel. I mean, it was unexpected. I wasn't thinking, like, oh my god, they're going to bring back the Time Turner. The last thing I ever thought about. But what I think is very strange is that they had to bring back the Triwizard Tournament and Cedric, of all things to go back to. What?
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, all of this goes back to Cedric.
I never really cared for Cedric.
No, I mean, I felt bad for Cedric.
I was sad that Cedric died.
He didn't deserve to die.
No, but I think, you know, he was a Hufflepuff.
He was a Hufflepuff.
He was a Hufflepuff, so...
And it is our duty to make fun of Hufflepuffs.
I just don't know. Can you hear how conflicted I am? Because first I didn't like our North American wizarding school.
Ivermorny.
Sounds like you're actually vomiting when you say it.
Ivermorny. Okay.
And then I don't like The Cursed Child. And I don't like that it was a script. And I just don't like the italicized text.
Do you feel like you would like the story if we got it in a movie? With, like, the original actors playing their characters? Do you think you would like it then? I don't know.
I feel like... I kept thinking to myself, like, this could have been, like, 2 books. Because there wasn't a lot of, you know, kind of... It just didn't seem as rich. The tapestry just... It felt so threadbare. I really felt like there were just huge chunks missing out of this narrative. And just... I just really... I mean, I guess... And, you know, I spent all this time thinking, oh, I would just do anything for another Harry Potter story. I would do anything. anything. They were really, really testing that.
There were a lot of things that I would have done for another Harry Potter book.
And this... Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I would have done almost anything, and then to get this was just... It was disappointing, I'll admit it. I felt disappointed. I felt cheated out of something that could have been so great. And instead it was just this hunk of garbage and italicized text.
See, I have somewhat similar feelings, but I think you're taking it a lot worse than I am. Because in my mind, like, did I absolutely love the story? No. No, it certainly, I could certainly think of things that could have been a better story. But knowing that, like, this is what J.K. Rowling decided happened in Harry Potter's future and Hermione and Ron and everything, this is what happened. I mean, that makes it fact in my mind.
I know,
so,
but
like,
it felt kind of like a cop-out because it was, like, 3 futures.
True. But at the end of the day, like, there's really only one true future. And in that, like, there was time travel. So, like, I feel like whether I really liked the story or not, this is just the fact of what happened in Harry Potter's life. Because in my mind, like, Harry Potter is just real. And J.K. Rowling is just writing the story of his life.
The muggle they're telling about it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, like, this is what happened at the end of the day, whether you like the story or not. I don't like every aspect of my life, so how can I expect to like every aspect of Harry's life?
I don't... I mean, I guess I do feel really strongly that there could have... Do I have any ideas about what could have been a better way? You know, absolutely not. So I'm not saying that I have any better ideas or that I am superior in any way. I'm just saying I personally felt like I was a starving man watching people eat a feast, and they're like, oh, here you go. Here's a few breadcrumbs for you. Here's the script.
Oh, sad. Did you have any parts that you liked? As she goes deep in thought.
Like,
let me be your italicized text.
She sighs, looking to the side. She's clearly distraught. There's emotion in this room. That's literally what it is like.
Well, yes.
That is literally a direct quote.
It is, yes.
There's a lot of emotion in this room, or something like that. Strong emotions in this room.
Voldemort comes from the back of the stage.
Everyone feels
death accompanies him, and everyone knows it. Something like that.
It just is like having that overly dramatic friend in the room. Yeah. That's like...
And again, very presumptive of them to know that everyone in the audience knows that death accompanies Voldemort.
Right? Not everyone knows that.
You don't know who's sitting in that audience.
Who's going to know that this black caped person is Voldemort either? This is before he's even spoken.
This is true.
Nobody knows who he is.
But in the back of the auditorium, we have heard Harry Potter.
Right. I guess that's true. See, again, I feel like this would be a pretty crappy play with very questionable special effects.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm very skeptical about the whole thing. And I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I think that's why I wanted to love this. I felt sort of that way with every book that came out. I remember especially before the last book came out, like, oh my gosh, is this going to end the story in a way?
I was so devastated to finish the last book. It actually came up on my time hop recently.
That you finished it,
I finished it, and, like, I was so terrified and just...
Oh, like someone had died.
Of finishing it that
a friend had died.
Yeah, I literally like saved the last chapter for like a couple of days because I could not bring myself to finish it. I was awful. So sad.
And so I feel like I'm being ungrateful in a way, but in another way...
kind of are.
A little bit, sure. A little bit I am, maybe, but it's only because I've been so spoiled by these wonderful,
it's true,
amazing books that I was given about this character that I've come to love, you know, as much as a real person.
Yeah.
You know, and then to
be... We went through it with Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's life.
Through it.
We lived through all of that with him. And then just to be given this kind of, you know, it's just not, it wasn't enough. I feel teased. I want more.
Teased.
I want more.
I get that.
I just want more.
The one part that made me kind of... Okay, no, there were a couple of things that, like, brought me back to the real Harry Potter days of, like, reading the books. And the relationship that Albus and Scorpius had was just like the new Ron and Harry Glee, and it was just the cute relationship that they had and the fun times. Actually, they didn't really have fun times at Hogwarts, but they had fun times together.
Sure.
And that was cute. Also, the bit at the end where we actually go through James and Lily dying.
Why did you like that?
I didn't like it, but it hit me like old Harry Potter did. Uh-huh. And I cried. It was so sad.
I think the thing that felt the most authentic to me was when Draco was talking about being alone. And like always feeling alone and being jealous of the friendship and things, because that was kind of like me. You know, I would have been... I was jealous of Harry and Ron and Hermione. Like, when I was reading it, you know what I mean? I was jealous of that friendship and wished that I had that. So I felt a kinship with Draco.
I get that.
Which makes sense. I'm married to a Slytherin, so I guess I might have a partiality. Anyway, but it just sort of helped me understand him a little more. And so I really liked that, and it felt really authentic to the way the books and everything. And I mean, I liked the banter that Ginny and Harry...
I did like the little wake up in the middle of the night, talking.
And I think I liked, too, that Harry was struggling with, parenting a child that was unlike him. And, because I kind of, as a parent, I relate to that, so it was fun to know that my character that I love so much has grown to be a parent just like me, and sort of get to see.
With 2 boys and a girl, no less.
I mean, it's
exactly like you.
Exactly like me. I bet his daughter isn't upstairs throwing her toys out of her crib right now.
She might have been.
She very well could have been. And levitating them, though, magically.
Right.
Noodle's fine. I exaggerate. But she has been having a hard time sleeping lately, so.
Who knows? Lily could have been a handful. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Because J.K. Rowling told us that she's never writing any more Harry Potter.
She said that once before, though, and now she did, though. So
that's true. So
I'm really hoping that maybe she'll just get the cojones to write a real book next time.
Okay.
I think this play thing was like a way to get around, because she said she'd never write another Harry Potter book.
Oh. But now she said that she's never writing any more about Harry Potter.
Well,
she's not done with the wizarding world, but she's not writing any more Harry Potter.
Right, because there'll be Albus Potter books.
Oh my god, I would die.
I would die
so
too.
excited.
I would love those so much. Oh my gosh.
Please. J.K. Rowling, if you're listening, and obviously you are, because you're a huge fan.
Obviously, because we're clearly
write Albus Potter books.
That would be the best. But we were going to do...
As true Harry Potter fans,
we decided to do a little trivia quiz. We both thought of 10 questions. And before we start, I'm going to say
look,
that I thought the rules were we had to come up with these questions on our own and not reference the books to do them. So I came up with my questions purely based on my own memory of the books. And Hailey cheated and referenced the books. Okay,
look,
fine.
First of all, it was my idea to do a trivia.
You're right. It was your idea.
And never did I say you cannot cheat and reference the internet or the books to pick your questions.
Fans wouldn't need to.
No, look, you have read the books more than I have.
That's
I
true,
have read the books several times, but you have read them more. So I knew going into this that I had to come up with pretty good questions, or you were just going to blow me out of the water and it wouldn't be fair. So I had to do a little bit of research to find questions that I might just have a chance.
All I'm saying is it's rigged from the start, so if I win, I am seriously Harry Potter queen.
Whatever.
Queen for a day
I don't
or
care.
Something, because
Queen
my questions they're not really that hard. So let's go back and forth. I think that's
I agree.
And so I'll start because I didn't cheat.
Fuck off.
All right.
Jesus.
What did Dumbledore tell Harry he saw when he looked into the Mirror of Erised?
Shit.
You don't know.
No, I don't remember.
He said he saw himself holding a thick pair of socks. Because you can always use an extra pair of socks. And Harry remarked to himself that he thought it might be the first time Dumbledore had lied to him. Just as a side note.
And so, see, she recalls all of this, having not cracked open the book.
I have not.
So this is why I quote-unquote cheated, to try and find questions that maybe she might, except for this first one, because, if you don't know this first one, then leave.
Okay.
Because it's stupid.
All right.
What type of creature is Buckbeak?
He's a hippogriff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Of course. I had to think about it for a second.
You did for a second.
I did.
Literally a second.
Literally a second. Where does Harry first meet Draco Malfoy?
I feel like this is a trick question. It's different in the book and the movie.
I'm not sure. I don't have the encyclopedic knowledge to recall the movies. I've only seen them a couple times each.
Because I'm picturing it in the movie, how they first met. And I feel like...
No, it's different in the book. It's not... I'll give you a hint. It's not Hogwarts. This is not where they first meet.
Okay, so then it's on the train.
No.
What?
It's in Madame Malkin's when they're getting fitted for their robes. They first meet in Hogsmeade. When they're shopping for their school supplies.
Not in Hogsmeade, in Diagon Alley.
Yes, oh geez, duh.
Oh! Boom!
In Diagon Alley. You're right about that.
Point, Hailey.
No, negative. This is not scored. We're not scoring.
Before the train?
Yes.
On which arm do the Death Eaters have their dark mark?
The left.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry that I know.
God damn it.
What is the name of the goblin that shows Harry to his vault during his first visit to Gringotts?
God, I hate you. Why do you do this to me?
Hints. Later, Harry, Ron, and Hermione conspired with this same goblin to steal from Gringotts.
Right.
Right. What's his name?
Harry gave him the Sword of Gryffindor.
Correct. Well, not really gave him. He took it.
Well, yes, but...
Well, would you like me to just tell you? Because our viewers
are
getting bored.
I hate this game so much.
It was your idea.
I know, and I knew you were going to do this to me.
Okay, just again, I did not reference the books when writing my... I feel like, okay, fine, I take back that I cheated. I feel like that at least gave you a playing field. Maybe you didn't cheat. Maybe I did this on purpose to try to make it a little easier or fairer.
I think you did.
His name was Griphook.
Fuck.
Okay.
I had, Gry.
Mm-hmm. Gryffindor.
But yeah. So I was like, it's or not Goblin. Gryffindor. It's not
It's Griphook. All right. Let's just move on. Save the.
I hate this. I don't even want to play anymore.
Well, we're gonna play. Now I want to play. Now I want to see if I know the answer to all your questions.
Who did Harry quote in the first scene of The Cursed Child?
Geez, now I just read that.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with Dumbledore.
No.
Dang, who was it?
Molly Weasley.
Oh, I don't remember.
Best do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous.
Oh, right.
He said that and I smiled. I'm like, oh.
That's right. Okay, that's cute. Okay. What shape does Hermione's Patronus take?
An otter.
Okay, very good.
Win!
You knew one.
I knew one. What is the number of the vault where Hagrid gets the Sorcerer's Stone?
Oh, what number is it?
Mm-hmm. They say it several times.
19.
No.
No?
In fact, it's your anniversary, 7/13.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
How neat. I did that on purpose.
But no.
But no. It's sort of funny. Interesting.
But
okay.
Yeah.
What insect does Ron fear the most?
Spiders.
Very good. Of course. Of course. See, some of them are easier.
Thank God. What is the name of Bellatrix's husband?
Bellatrix has a husband?
Mm-hmm. In fact, they reference him in The Cursed Child.
I don't know.
Rodolphus. Rodolphus Lestrange.
Who actually put Harry's name in the Goblet of Fire?
Well, Mad-Eye Moody, but not... Or Moody.
Mm-hmm.
But not, it was actually Fudge Jr.
Barty Crouch.
Barty Crouch Jr., not Fudge Jr. Sorry. I'm picturing, again, now I have, David Tennant in my head because he played Barty Crouch Jr. in the movie. So now I'm like, oh, David Tennant.
David Tennant.
But not.
Okay.
Barty Crouch Jr. What is the name of the bookstore where Hogwarts students get their books? What?
Okay, no, this is just really funny because when I was thinking of the question where Draco met Harry, I was thinking to myself, okay, it was in the bookstore, and I was like, gosh, what is the name of the bookstore in the books? I can't remember what the name of the bookstore is, and I was gonna Google it, and then I was like, wait, never mind, it was in Madame Malcolm's clothing shop, so I never Googled it. I don't know the answer. What is it?
Flourish and Blotts.
Flourish and Blotts, that's right. And that always makes me think of Gilderoy Lockhart, of course.
Yes.
Signing his books.
Oh, Gilderoy.
Yeah, I didn't ask any questions about him.
He was a Ravenclaw, unfortunately.
I know, that's a little bit
Disgrace.
of a disgrace. I agree.
Also, can we talk about how the only Ravenclaw in The Cursed Child was Myrtle? Literally, there were no other Ravenclaws.
There were no other Ravenclaws.
Anyway.
And we weren't represented very well by her anyway.
That's true.
She's
And
not
we're
my
still
favorite.
not in, like, merchandise and stuff. You gotta search high and fucking low for Ravenclaw
I have
stuff.
a pair of Ravenclaw pants, but they're men's pants, and they have a big button so they can open the fly. And where they sit on my body, I have to pull them up really high. And so the fly literally opens, like, over my belly button. And, like, my gut sticks out sometimes. It's real cute.
It's
real cute. But that's the struggle that we go through.
Hashtag the struggle.
To find Ravenclaw merch.
Oh, my God.
It's very difficult. On the occasion of leaving Privet Drive for the last time, who accompanies the real Harry?
Hagrid.
Very good.
And Hedwig. R.I.P.
I know. Bye-bye, Hedwig.
That was the first, like, big tears in...
Right, and it came so
Deathly
soon.
Hallows. It was, like, practically the first fucking page.
And you know what was really sad about that was I literally missed the owl more than Mad-Eye Moody.
Yes.
Because we didn't even know him. The Mad-Eye Moody we thought we knew, as we just discussed, was actually Barty Crouch, so I didn't even really care about this guy.
So who the fuck is this guy?
And he was dead, and you're like, oh, where's this magic eye? Oh, it's in Umbridge's door.
But Hedwig.
But Hedwig, yeah.
I still cry when it happens when I watch the movie. I still cry. I cried a lot of shit, apparently. What is Dumbledore's full name?
Oh, that's not even fair.
No, I would have known this. So this one I legitimately would have known, so I feel fair asking.
I don't know.
Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore.
There's no reason to know that. Okay, well, what is Tonks's real name?
Nymphadora
Very good.
Tonks. But do not call her
Nymphadora. Not a good plan.
Which unforgivable curse was used on Frank and Alice Longbottom?
The Cruciatus.
Correct. I also would have accepted Crucio, because that is
Crucio.
the actual spell.
That's what you say.
Right, that is what you say.
What does Flitwick memorialize in the hallway as a tribute to Fred and George after they resign from Hogwarts?
Oh, a banner? I don't
it is
recall.
a portion of the magical swamp that they left in the front hall when they absconded. Just a small part of it. He said it was a really good bit of magic and roped off a small portion of it.
Oh.
Yes. And
Flitwick. Mm-hmm. Also a Ravenclaw.
Yes, which is why I mentioned him. Yeah.
What organization did Hermione start?
SPEW.
SPEW! Do you remember what SPEW stands for?
The Society for the Protection of Elfish Welfare.
Promotion of Elfish.
Promotion?
Yes.
Okay. What is the name of the driver of the night bus?
Oh, damn it!
He was in the movies a lot more.
He was.
Yeah. I've given something away.
But they said his name, like, several times.
Yes, I know. So I said, what's his name?
Oh, shit.
Because they also accused him of being a Death Eater later on, and
Did they?
Harry got really upset that they accused him of being a Death Eater.
He's like a little old man.
No, he was not an old man. He was a...
The driver of the bus was an old man.
Not in the books he wasn't. He was a pimply teenager.
No, that was just a guy that was, he worked on the bus, but he didn't drive the bus. So if you're thinking of the pimply guy, his name... I just literally saw it earlier when I was looking up questions for you.
He is the driver of the bus.
He's not in the movie then.
Okay, but the movies don't count for anything.
Yes,
They're not real.
Do!
Okay, no they don't. The books count.
Look.
The books.
Whatever.
The books are the books.
His name was...
Oh, it was Stan Shoepike.
I was going to say Sal, so I got the S.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now I have an extra question when you're done with your last question.
Who is Harry's godson?
Teddy Lupin.
Yes.
Yes.
I have an extra one then.
Oh, you do?
Based on that question. So, yeah, you can do your extra one.
What is Kingsley's nickname on the Underground Rebellion wireless radio show?
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Royal.
See?
Yeah, that's there. I'll start with R.
Whatever.
Okay.
What is Teddy a nickname for?
Theodore.
No. His name is Edward.
Edward?
Edward, but his nickname is Teddy. Or Ted. Which apparently is actually like a common nickname for Edward.
Really?
Apparently.
In England? Where
I
things
guess.
don't make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, why was he not in The Cursed Child?
I don't know. Why
Where
didn't
was
he
he?
appear at all? No, you know.
They could have included Teddy Lupin.
I really just feel like there were a lot of things lacking in this, and it just kind of made me sad.
Where was Luna?
Well, nobody really cared about her.
I cared about her. She was like one of the only Ravenclaws in the whole story.
Well, I know.
I
feel sad. I feel cheated. I feel, where were the Ravenclaws?
Where were the Ravenclaws?
I mean,
you're like as bitter as Hermione without Ron.
I am. But I really felt betrayed by this whole thing. So I don't know. What I think I would prefer for her to write the book, and I would buy the book before I would go buy extremely expensive play tickets.
Okay.
And besides, who would I go with? I guess you.
Okay. Well,
I was just thinking about, like, my husband would never go with me.
Thanks,
but,
I think.
But, you know, if I was going to spend
you.
$150 on a night out, like, you're not the first person that I would think would be with me. I would think it would be my husband, not you. If I was going to spend that much money on a night of leisure. But I would, but it's not that you're not worth it to me. I'm really,
Right.
This is an example of what I do regularly, where I talk myself into a hole.
And then
I frantically keep talking. It's called verbal diarrhea, and it's real. It's a thing that I suffer from.
Yup.
It's true. She knows. She knows because she's seen it so many
because
times.
I get verbally shat on.
Oh,
often.
Come on. Who would I go with? I guess you.
I
said it so rude.
You did. You were so rude.
So
you're the
mean.
rudest human.
Oh, I am.
Oh, are you sure you're not a Slytherin? Well,
she does accuse me of being rude and being a horrible friend often, but it's funny because we just seem to not care about each other's horribleness.
She's horrible, but I dig it.
You're
it's
horrible
fine.
too, and it's just, you're horrible.
I
in a
hate you
wonderful
most
way.
for catching all the Pokemon.
Oh,
because they just somehow flock to your house, just miraculously. You don't have to go anywhere.
Well,
and yet here they are.
I do get at least one, like, pretty good Pokemon a day at my house.
And I hate you for it.
Pretty good. But I still don't have a Pikachu.
Good. You don't deserve a Pikachu. That's how I feel about
me.
that. Also, the results of our Twitter poll
Oh, yeah?
are in. And the world has decided that they're awful and that they're fine. So it's 50-50.
50-50. You thought you were right and you were wrong.
I was.
It's okay to rename Pokemons.
No. It's awful.
Are you going to read your letter from our number one fan?
Yes, I am.
Perfect
because
segue.
He also
because he
agrees with me.
So really, I guess the world agrees with you because his vote
does.
counts for me.
Yes.
He doesn't have to tweet for it to count.
Right. So there.
Fine.
So
I'm still going to do it, and I'm still going to like it. And my favorite thing was when I caught a Meowth and got to name it Kit Kat. So there.
It's Meowth, not Meowth. And it's definitely not Kit Kat.
Well, I named it Kit Kat.
And anyway, you're upsetting our number one fan. His final comment in his email was, he is sick of Pokemon Go. Can't wait until the fad is over. But the name should not be changed. So...
Okay, so even someone who doesn't care and hates it thinks I'm wrong.
Yes.
Perf.
Therefore, you are wrong.
Fine.
He really enjoyed the story of the 13 boxes of stuff.
I'm glad my life suffering is amusing.
It is, though.
I'm so glad. It was just
I
a
love your
really,
suffering.
really, yeah. It's hilarious until you're living it, and it's not quite so funny anymore.
The other request is that he really enjoyed your journal bit, and we should do it at least once a week. So, Mary, please read an excerpt from your journal.
All right.
If you can find one that's Harry Potter related, that would be great.
You know what? It's a little bit on the spot. I'm going to read this one, because this is really deep for a 13-year-old.
Oh, well, I can't wait.
So, this is June 23rd, 1997.
Okay.
Dear Evangeline. That's this one's name.
I cannot with the Evangeline.
Dear Evangeline, don't you think it would be weird if you were so old that your generation was small? Like all the people you grew up with were dead. I wonder how long I'll be alive.
Oh my God.
Seriously, I can't believe I wrote this. Life seems to go so slow. I've only been alive 13 years, but it seems so long. I am afraid of getting old. I don't want to be old, but I don't want to be young. My children won't be able to imagine me young. I have decided your full name.
So you weren't very good at segues as a 13-year-old.
Not really. Not really. The whole name is Evangeline Lydia Iris Simoline. I shall leave you now to reflect on my words.
Oh my god. What in the world?
I was just a very serious child. That's that. Pretty serious stuff today.
Oh my goodness. I'm still disappointed that you didn't find one with Harry Potter in it, but...
Well, you know, I told you, I didn't read Harry Potter until I was kind of an adult. I was fairly old.
Really? Because I was...
My brother had them. I stole them from my brother.
Oh.
I feel like I was even... Because, I mean, I was already living on my own, like, by the time the fifth one came out.
Well, I guess.
I'm a lot older than you.
You are, that's right. I forget that
so,
you're old.
Yeah, so, like, it wasn't
You are
like
basically the age that you were writing about.
Yeah. This is 1997. So, I mean, what books were even out in 1997?
Almost 20 years ago.
Would you just shut up? You are so goddamn rude. You need to be respectful to your elders.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What books were out in 97? I don't...
Which, if any, were even out?
Isn't that like the year of the Battle of Hogwarts?
Yeah. Well, the Triwizard Tournament was 1995. I remember that now from the multiple flashbacks in the book.
Right. Okay. So if that was 95 and that was year 4,
so it was 98. Harry was born in 1981, so he was really only.
Yeah, he's older than both of us.
3 years older than me. Yeah.
Which makes him 7 years older than me. Because you're old.
Would you just... You know, I'm going to leave you to reflect on my words.
Oh my god. I love it. Like, not at all what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's really definitely different. And then I remember there's a very famous anachronism in the movie where the flashback to the baby Harry is he's wearing Blue's Clues pajamas. And Blue's Clues did not premiere.
Oh. I never noticed that.
Yes, that's one of those things that they talk about. On the blogs, on the blogosphere. Sorry, I've got blog in my head. My friend, she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Obviously.
Yeah. And she was coming over today. And I said, you know, I'm free until dinner time because then Hailey's coming over. And she says, oh, yeah, for your blog. And I was like, I've clearly not explained to the podcast very well. Do you think
Let
it's
us know if you would be interested in us doing a blog.
A blog, yeah. Haley thinks
like
we need
midweek blogs?
We need to invest more time into this endeavor.
I'm committed to that podcasting life, yo.
You know, I was talking with my friend Tamara. She listens to us too. I was talking with
Tamara.
Yeah, she's really fun. But she messaged me. She goes, "Well, what's the point of this?" Or what's your goal with this? And at first I thought she was talking about Pokemon Go, and so I responded and said, like, well, I'd really like to evolve a Jigglypuff. And I mean, I really said something like that. And then I was like, oh, you meant the podcast. And I said, well, I'd really just like to get a job maybe in radio. That would be probably my ultimate goal, would be to get a job talking.
Yeah, yes.
To get paid to do this would be
I would eventually like this to be our job.
That would be so fun.
That'd be great.
It would be.
So tell us how we can make this our job.
How can we make this better for you guys? Because, like, right now we're giving you every Saturday night. Haley's giving you more than me because I go to bed.
And I edit.
And she edits. She's our editor. I think you should get public props for that, by the way. 'Cause
I should.
We wouldn't be here with you right now if it wasn't for Hailey editing, because I would never edit.
It's true.
I would never do have
the commitment would be gone.
Yeah. I'd be like, no, you know, maybe we should just No, of course not. It's really fun, and I think it's a fun hobby, so it's a fun thing to tell people that I do.
I have a short-term goal for ourselves related to the podcast, actually.
You do?
So the Dave Ryan Show does a thing they call the Almost Co-Host.
Okay.
Where they have people on, I think it's Wednesday mornings.
Cool.
And they get to be on the radio with them for like 15 minutes, and they participate in the show. They get to, talk and do like the bits with them and stuff.
Fun.
And
you want to be the almost co-host?
I would like us to go in together to be the almost
sure.
co-host. A, so that we can promote our podcast. And B, just because I really enjoy the morning show.
Sure.
And I think it would
I know
be
you're
really
a big
fun.
fan of them. I don't really listen to the radio in the morning.
No. You used to.
I did.
To listen to
and when
show.
I did have time, I would listen to their show.
Right. So I think we would have a really fun time. And
who doesn't love Dave Ryan? I've listened to him in the morning since I was like 12 on the bus.
He's been on KDWB for like almost 25 years. But all you have to do to be on the show is basically you write in and tell them, like, this is why I think I would be good for 15 minutes.
And we have,
these are the kinds of things that I can talk about with you that would be entertaining to other people. So please email us, please tweet us, please, you
subscribe,
can send us Instagram
review, and
tell us how we can convince Dave Ryan to let us on his show. Let us know how to do better.
We would love to hear suggestions for improvement. Right. Also, again, I'm begging people to treat me like an advice columnist. Please send me your problems. I will solve them. I would love to take my hand at a little Ask Abby. Dear Abby, Ask Amy, whatever. Dan Savage. Don't send me his kind of questions. I don't have the answers for you.
Please send questions that you would send to Dan Savage, because I would love to know Mary's answers.
I do not have answers for Dan Savage-esque questions.
I love it. Please send them anyway.
If you don't know who Dan Savage is,
Google.
No.
One thing I would like everybody to respond with is please tell me what house you are in. If you don't know what house you're in,
go to Pottermore.
Join Pottermore and find out what house you're in. I would like to know what percentage of our listeners are Gryffindors, Ravenclaws, Slytherins, and Hufflepuffs. Obviously, Ravenclaw is going to be the number one choice because I would love to have the most Ravenclaws.
Because it says a lot about you if all your friends are Ravenclaws.
It really does.
It says you are cool.
If you are a Ravenclaw, be proud, even though we have no merch.
We've got no merch, but that's okay. Less things to buy.
We have wisdom.
That's right. Who needs stuff when you
Ravenclaw
have
forever.
Please,
yes,
it's fine.
Like, subscribe, leave us a rating on iTunes. That's 5 stars and no less, please and thank you.
5 stars and no less.
5 stars and no less. And we will talk to you next week.
Where we'll have a much more unified theme.
This was a unified theme.
I mean, a universally appealing theme.
Sure.
Was what I meant.
There you go.
We'll have a much more.
We'll have that. We don't know what it is yet. But
no,
we'll
we never know, but we'll figure it out.
It'll be fine.
It will be. You'll love it.
You will love it.
You'll love
so
it
much.
So come back
and subscribe so you find out when it comes out.
You know you want to.
Please and thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my god. I just can't even deal with how dorky I am sometimes.
Wait, it's like Barbie at the end of Toy Story 2. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Are they gone? Is everybody gone? Good. Oh my god, my cheeks are killing me.
You made me snort.